reflection on how you feel about yourself. It's a self-esteem thing. And you got to correct that. Okay? So maybe she thinks that she's a witch, honey. I don't know. But it sounds that way to me. Number 2, I just said that. That's all the same thing. Here's the last point, and I'm going to get off. And I hate to even say this because I don't want to feed into the whole patriarchy narrative, but it needs to be said. And you all know this for yourself because you all have been, the majority of you all have been in the church before. Some of you all have been in ministry, former pastors' wives, teachers, leaders, fivefold ministry members. You all have been there. Okay? Armor bearers, just like me. If Tiphani Montgomery, if we're talking about the church, we're not talking about the secular world, we're talking about the church construct. If she was really married, her husband would not allow her to do this. Again, this is not, I'm talking about the church, how y'all feel about the church construct and what God does in the church, that little box. If Tiphani clock this, I'm at 1 minute, an hour and 20. Okay. Tiphani, if she was really married to a red blood man with a strong right hand of fellowship and strong leadership skills, which I don't know how women allow men to lead them and we mature faster than them. That don't make no sense, but whatever. Okay. That don't make no sense. I'm sorry. How do we allow people to lead us to mature 10 years after us? Stop being stupid. Stop being dumb. But if Tiphani Montgomery was really married to a man, her husband would not allow her to do what she's doing because she's a reflection of him. She reflects how people perceive him. She reflects how people perceive their marriage. All of the above. And so when you walk out, just like if a man goes out the house and he has a habit of wanting to look at other women, you represent your wife when you walk out the door. So if you cheat, you dishonor your wife and your family. Same thing in ministry. When you are online and you're talking all this jibber jab, if you were really married, Tiphani, you wouldn't have time for this. I know I wouldn't. If I was still in ministry and I still believed in the whole social construct of church, we be getting down, honey. I wouldn't have time to sit online and fussing at nobody else if I'm a newlywed and getting some good right-handed fellowship and consummating my marriage. Make it believable to us. Make it believable to us. See, if you were really married, really happy in your marriage, you would not have time. You would be in wedded bliss, in newlywed bliss. You would not have time to sit online and say, I'm gonna tell her something because she gotta hear me. You wouldn't have time for that. Too busy loving on your husband and going on trips and doing things together in love. You don't have time for that. Why do you have so much time? Make it make sense. Listen, I know a lot of single women in the church. There was one lady back in the day, she loved singing on the praise and worship team. But she would say, well, where are the men? Come on. She was a teacher. I believe she was a professor. She would say, I have my education, I have money, where are the men in the church? Because she said, when I get married, I'm not going to have time for half of this stuff. If you have a husband that you are a newlywed to, then you have to make it believable to us. You would not have time for this, nor would he allow you as his wife to behave in the manner that you behave. If he was a man of integrity, of class and stature, if he was a real man of God, he would not allow you to act like that. Okay? He wouldn't. And here's the thing, y'all know it. Y'all know, listen, y'all know some of these apostles and the bishops and teachers and leaders, they're not going for that. Baby, you out here representing me as my wife and you act like this on social media. Oh no, I got so caught up. Cut it now. We're not having that. We're going to have order. That's a real man of God. Where's your husband? Where's your strong man of valor? Your strong man of God? Because they would never allow that kind of foolishness. Make it believable to us, baby. So I try to give the benefit of the doubt, but when I played that video, I said, hold on. Now I know the church. I know the church. If I don't know nothing, baby, I know the church. And the church is not going for that. The church ain't going for that. And no real serious man of God is going to allow you to behave in the manner that you act. No. My ex-fiance with his cheating self and his lying self, all he did is lie. Okay? All this man did was lie. Baby, he would say, Flower, you need to chill out with that. Doing too much. We weren't even married. No man is going to allow you to represent him on social media within the body of Christ with your audience the way that she does if he was really real. So now you have to prove to us that he's real. You got to prove to us. See, I didn't care at first, but I'm like, that don't make no sense. Because I've seen some strong men of God. Even my pastor, God rest his soul. Now he would allow his wife to run over him a little bit. He would. But when he put his foot down, she listened. And she said, oh no, he told me this and I have to obey. Now again, I don't necessarily believe in that, because I don't believe that humans that are not as mature as us, as women, should lead me unless he's a really strong, wise man. I got to make sure that you're wise. There are some, but that's not a lot. But you have to show us and prove to the people that follow you that you are really married to someone that's going to lead you properly. Because if he did, he would never allow this mess to go on. So that makes me believe one or two things: either you're not married, or you're married and he's a weak man, and he's married to you either for the money. Hey, Shanice, how you doing? Either for the money and or for the for just to say he's married. But there's no way possible. You're still online the way that you do every single day, and you got a man in your leg. Listen, I'm just dating people, and I ain't got no time for that. I had to tell my mentor the other day. I said, baby, listen, men are a problem for me. I don't want to go into details because I don't know who's watching, but men are a problem. And for me, it's about a balancing act. Okay? I don't have time for all this mess over here. I'm sorry. I just don't have it. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate that, Shanice. Thank you. I love a little I like a good animal print. You want to see my purse too? Listen. Isn't this adorable? Even I have an animal print purse. Ooh. This is Daisy Fuentes. But real men of God don't allow this kind of foolishness. They don't. And I don't care what y'all say. If you are a diehard Tiphani Montgomery fan and you made it to the end of this video and you think about that, you will know it to be true. No real man's gonna go for that. Not no strong man of valor. Huh. And if he does allow it, then he got to prove to me that he has some big cojones. Because I don't believe it. Anyway, y'all go ahead and get to the collection plate. I love you all. Thank you for watching. This was refreshing to come back. Like I said, I've been MIA. I've been trying to work on my mental health, but I could not pass up the opportunity to talk about this because this was a mess. This was a mess. Oh, thank you, Shanice. I appreciate you. This was a whole mess, and I just can't anymore. And they gotta do better. This is a full mess. And I don't want to say God ain't pleased, but I believe he ain't. I don't believe he's pleased with this. And so, yeah, I love you guys. I will see you all the next time. Oh,